Talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. The Intellectual Podcast starts now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Intellectual Podcast. I'm your host, David S. Dawson, and this is our second round of interviews for the release of Kung Fu Ghost, a film which I had the pleasure of starring in as, well, the Kung Fu Ghost, Grandpa. And joining me for this episode, which we had originally hoped was going to be like a group of guys, but, stuff happens. Joining me today is the incomparable Eddie Lain.
Hey, apparently I had nothing at all to do today, so here I am. I'm all yours. Last man standing.
You always have stuff going on, though. Like, what's up with that? It's a holiday weekend. How do you have nothing to do?
Well, if you could see beyond the little lens here, there's a lot of boxes that need to be unpacked. So my Labor Day weekend is going to be done laboring, setting up the new house. Lucky me, I couldn't, as you know, because we did a little pre-check on the whole tech of this, I can't even find my speaker to attach to this thing. So it was tough. Finally, I found after several weeks, I was looking for my toothbrush.
That's not a good place to be in.
No, I lost a lot of friends.
Well, that was less of an issue a year ago when we were all wearing masks, though, right?
Exactly. So it's like,
you only had to suffer your own bad breath for years, you know? It was kind of a weird godsend. Nobody really thought about that.
No, my cat was very excited. You know, they like that fish sound. I guess they like the sounds as well. Exactly. There's not enough coffee in the world. I'm still working on it. So, excuse me if I bungle around, which was my role in the whole movie. It was a bungling.
I was just gonna say. So you want to let everybody in a little bit on what role you played in Kung Fu Ghost?
Well, sure. Do they want to know? Do they get to respond back? Is there anybody there? Do you care?
Not live. We're pre-recording this podcast. We could have done
there's no. Okay, all right. Well then,
we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Well, let's go live. It's only us. No one else is watching. All I can say is, good thing I put on clean underwear.
Right. Thank God for everybody.
I was very worried about that. So about the movie. Oh, less about my underwear, more about the movie. Great. Okay. The movie. So myself and other actor Mark Atkinson, we played the bungling burglars.
Who is a longtime co-host of this podcast, by the way. Yes,
that's right. Actually, Dave, thanks again for having me on your show. I was on here long ago, before they invented video. Yeah.
It's like 6 years ago.
At least 6 years ago. That's right.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah. The hair's growing a little longer here.
Mine's gotten a little shorter, so
Hey, it all works out. As you had pointed out, you're quite the reversal of your role on Kung Fu Ghost. It's like the black and white, yin and yang.
Yeah,
the complete opposite. I like it.
I can pull up the image from the poster. Here we go. Look at this. There I am.
Yep, that's him. You never know it.
Complete opposite hairdo.
Yep, complete opposite. You know, it's interesting how the shape of your head now. I mean, you look like you're more on point. My grandmother used to say, you know, there's different kinds of bald men. There's the ones that are good thinkers, and then there's ones that are bald back here and they're good lovers. And then the ones that are bald all over just think they're good lovers.
Grandpa think good lover.
So take whichever one you want.
So anyway, back to your character.
You know, the movable feast going on up there. Okay,
this podcast is on you, Eddie.
Okay, where were we? We're breaking into a house.
You and Mark Atkinson, like,
that guy.
Bungling burglars, right?
Yes, we were bungling burgers. Yeah, I guess I'm hungry too. Isn't it lunchtime? Bungling burglars. Yes, thank you. So he and I break into the house, the creepy, scary mansion, with a lot of apprehension because we don't know what's behind every corner and cobweb.
Mm-hmm.
And but we are on a quest. We were sent on a quest. Wait, am I giving away spoilers? Should I? How much should I say?
It's been out for a month now, so I think we're okay.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it by now, then there's much.
Please watch Kung Fu Ghost, available on all video on demand channels in the U.S. and Canada, and pirate availability worldwide.
Those pirates are great marketeers. We gotta hire them next time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I love hearing myself in Russian. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was a real treat.
Yeah, my ex-wife, she's from Moscow. She speaks Russian. I sent it over to her. She had a great laugh.
I should send it over to my buddy Jesse. His wife is Russian too. I should probably pick out of that.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe her family's already watched it. Who knows?
It'd be interesting if they directly translated us accurately, or if we're actually saying something like, I used to work in a Mexican restaurant as a busboy, and every time I'd go back into the back where the dishwashers were, they would teach me new Spanish. And they would tell me it meant one thing when it actually meant something else. And they were supposed to be great pickup lines for the ladies.
Right.
I got slapped a few times.
I bet. Hey, Eddie, guess what?
What?
We're not alone.
What?
Hey,
Larry Johnson, all the way from Kentucky.
Wow.
How are you guys doing today?
And he's wearing a propeller hat. I love it. You're like Beanie Boy.
How are you guys doing today?
Doing all right. You got your tech issues sorted out and showed up. Look at you.
Yeah, I was having technical difficulties. I'm sorry that I took a few minutes getting on, but I finally got the
You live in the middle of
out.
nowhere in Kentucky, so it's to be expected.
Yeah, I had a little internet trouble here today, but I got it straight.
It just requires more coffee.
Well, yeah. Eddie was just telling everybody about being a bungling burglar. See, I can say that anytime I want, Eddie. I don't know why you have such a hard time with it.
Because I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. Bungling burger.
Larry, however, you were not one of our actors, but you were actively working on our set every single day. You want to tell everybody what you were doing? Oh, you still have internet issues. He froze.
He froze. It's freezing in Kentucky.
Try a different room in your house, Larry.
Okay, yeah, let's try that.
Oh, there you go.
There he is.
Let's try this one.
Oh yeah, you're super clear now.
Yeah,
nice.
I was a production assistant on the movie Kung Fu Ghost, and did a lot of different things. Got to work some sound and work with the cameraman, putting up track and different things like that, and do a lot of lighting, and got a little food and just all kinds of stuff.
Now you came all the way to San Diego from Kentucky to work on the film. Tell us how that came about.
Yeah, I just became friends with Jennifer Lynch over the years on Facebook, and I saw where she was going to be doing a movie, and I always wanted to be in the film industry since I was young, and do some stuff in some movies or something. So I contacted her and asked her if she would let me come and work on the film, and she said, "Yeah, that's no problem." So I decided to come down and take a vacation, and so I came to San Diego and stayed 18 days and worked on the entire film.
That's just such a delightful, like, who does that?
That's not a vacation. That's work.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. I mean, yeah, you're right. It kind of like wasn't a vacation in a way, but it was a lot of fun though. I mean, I've enjoyed it and had a lot of fun out of it since we worked on the film up to now. Doing all the other stuff.
So since the film's release, you've taken an active role in promoting the movie too. Got us a lot of coverage in like places I don't know that we would have gotten coverage otherwise, like Kentucky and pretty much all over the Midwest, right?
Yeah,
your whole journey as a marketing genius for Kung Fu Ghost.
Yeah, it kind of turned out being a journey, that's for sure. Well, we were trying to set up a few movie premieres in Kentucky, and it ended up just boiling down to one place. We showed the film at the Lights of Liberty Theater for 2 days in Liberty, Kentucky. And I was doing some PR for it on the radio on a couple stations, and then also did some newspaper interviews to get PR. And I went on WKYT, which is one of our best news stations in Kentucky, on Martina's Barksdale's show. And Jeff Caldwell was also a host on there. And so when I went on there, they streamed that. It kind of went viral, and they streamed it in about 50 or more television stations all over the United States. So I kind of had a ball going through there looking at all the call letters of all these stations and all these different states. So that gave Kung Fu Ghost quite a bit of advertisement there that we weren't expecting.
Wow.
Well, they say it's important to just show up, right? Like showing up, that's when things happen, right? So you managed to show up in the right place at the right time, and then we all got to benefit from, really your luck of the draw.
Oh yeah. It was a lucky thing to be able to come out there, because I didn't even think Jennifer might even let me come work on the set, because I didn't know her personally. I mean, just through Facebook. But then when I met all you all down there, and all of you guys were so nice and everything. I mean, everybody that I worked with on that set, I'll talk to once in a while, maybe send a message or something here and there. But they're all really good people. I mean, just tremendously nice people.
Well, it was certainly a joy to have you on our set, Larry. Eddie, no matter what was going on, no matter how long the day, no matter how tough the shoot, you could always count on showing up and seeing Larry smiling in a corner somewhere, asking if there was something else he could be doing.
He didn't know any This was his first time on set. He thought he came out for a vacation, and he was working his butt off. That's the beauty of Hollywood. They don't see how much work goes into something like this. They think it's all fun. And
no, that wasn't fun. The work part wasn't fun at all. No.
So, Eddie, your character is very small in the film, but you and Mark brought a huge amount of energy to your scenes. What was it like working on that scene with Mark? Because Mark is a force to be reckoned with as far as comedy goes. How was it working with him?
I definitely enjoy working with that force. Mark and I have done a few things, mostly hanging out in Tijuana bars, but the fun that we have and the kibitzing that we have back and forth, he's got a great sense of humor, and he's fast with the wit. And give me a couple of shots of tequila, and I can come down to his level. I mean, wait.
Up
yeah,
to,
exactly. Up.
Parallel to.
Yes. One of those things. You see? Wait, hold on. More coffee. But no, Mark is a great guy, good friend. And it was, I guess, serendipitous that we got to work together. And that was the first time, actually, we've worked together on something. And it was a lot of fun. And we did a little rehearsal at the Old Town Cemetery. I don't know why we chose the cemetery, but I think Jennifer chose the cemetery. Anyhow, I guess you're trying to get us to see a ghost or something. So we did a little rehearsal there, and made a few choices of what we're going to do, or how we're going to do it, and how we're going to block the shots and our body actions and movements, and translate it into the house instead of the cemetery as our quest for the artifact that we were looking for in the china cabinet, which is where I keep all my valuable...
All your mystical artifacts. Yeah.
Yes, in the china cabinet. So that was great. And then interacting with Jennifer, who as characters, we were not expecting her to be there. And then, so we were kind of scared in the first place that there was somebody there, flying through the room with a frying pan, trying to hit us, but with very bad aim. And then what do we do with her
takes a
afterwards?
turn.
She knocks herself out. What do we do with her
Yeah,
afterwards?
the whole movie takes a turn with that scene when she comes running with the frying pan. It goes from being what potentially could be a horror film and takes a 180-degree turn to kind of like broad comedy, which
Yes.
I think really kind of sticks around as kind of the norm for the rest of the picture.
Yeah, and it definitely was an exhibit of her skill or their lack thereof until she is embodied by you. Wait, embodied. What is the term when possessed? That was it. You were possessed. You did it in a nice way. When you think of possessed, you think of like The Exorcist or something, but you did it in a good way, a helpful way.
Right.
You're a good possessor.
There we go.
Possessed by the best.
Yeah, that's what they put on the poster. I was like, oh, I kind of like that tagline.
Yeah.
Way to go, marketing department.
Yeah, good job.
Larry, what was it like for you coming from Kentucky and working with a bunch of crazed actors, doing weird things in an old house in the middle of what is essentially San Diego's boonies,
I loved it. It was a lot of fun for me. It's when I first got there, of course, I had to sort of get to know everybody, but it didn't take long, for everybody to accept me on the set and everything. So, I mean, it was just a lot of fun for me. It's just something I always wanted to do, was work in a whole movie all the way through, and I never did get to do that. Yeah. So it was really exciting.
That's great. I remember sitting in the makeup chair one of the first few days and looking over, and Larry's on one side of the set and he's just like casting glances my way, like while Francia's doing liver spots and stuff on my skull,
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, when they made you up like that and you became Grandpa, I didn't really see you much before that, so I saw you most of the whole time down there as Grandpa, and then I couldn't hardly, when you took the makeup off and it was all over with, I couldn't hardly, accept you as the normal David. I was still like seeing you as Grandpa. You know what I mean?
Well, if you recall, the last day of the shoot, I didn't have any scenes, but I came down because I'd shaved the whole top of my head for the shoot, but then I took all the stuff on the side off. I went all the way down to the skin, 100%. Right, but I still had the giant goatee, and so like I had cut it down to just like this crazy, super thick handlebar mustache. Remember that, Larry? And I walked around like you. I was like, "Hey, how's it going, everybody? What's going on?"
You looked 100% real. I mean, it didn't look like you were in makeup on the set. If you were walking around outside, you could have worked for the CIA or something and fooled them. I think that's what might be what they do anyway.
Oh, it's so funny because I totally tapped into my Indiana Midwest roots, from the white side of my family. I was like, talking to Larry, I'm like, how's things going down out there in Kentucky? It's all good in Kentucky, right? You doing good? Yeah, you ready to go back?
Yeah, you kept making fun of my Kentucky, my accent or whatever.
Well, I got to tell you, Larry, your accent is a total throwback to my childhood because my uncle Bill, my dad's cousin Bill, who was like the fifth Beatle in the family. My dad was one of four brothers, and Bill grew up in Indiana with the rest of them, same upbringing, did not have an accent. But in his early 20s, while my dad was serving in Vietnam, Bill was selling insurance down in Kentucky. And he was having a hard go of it when he first started down there. And over the course of like 5 or 6 years, he went from talking like this, like non-specific, non-regional. And over time, his voice just kind of started to shift. And by the time I got to know him, when I was, 9, 10 years old, he talked like this everywhere he went. This is just the way he talks now. This is it. This is his accent. He talks like a Kentuckian, even though he still lives in Indiana. He's a politician in New Palestine, and he's very proud in a right-wing GOPer. And but this is the way he talks. Nobody else in the family talks like this. Only Bill.
Yeah, and I was born in Ohio. So I lived there like 5 or 6 years, and my family was from Kentucky, and Dad went up there to work. So I was up there for about 6 years. So I guess I picked up a lot of that, and then it mixed with the Kentucky. So that's maybe not, why I don't sound so Kentucky.
Yeah, well, Bill definitely adopted the accent, because I think the Kentucky people he was trying to sell insurance to didn't trust him until he sounded like one of them.
Or they couldn't understand him.
Or they just couldn't.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. I've had some people come from Ohio down here and meet people deep in the mountains, and they couldn't even understand them. I would have to relay, what they were saying to them, because it was that bad.
I'm pretty sure the first few days you spoke with me, Larry, I only spoke as Grandpa. Like, I didn't leave the accent.
Yeah, you kept your accent going. I guess so you would always remain in practice. Which was a good idea. But yeah, that's what we heard the whole time down there.
Yeah, it's actually tough, because when we got to ADR, because there were some sound issues in post, I kept asking Jennifer, I'm like, do you need me to do ADR? She's like, you don't quite have the accent right anymore. I go, I don't. She's like, no, but if you watch the movie, the bit where I turn into an animated chicken, which is kind of awesome, I just got to say, it's really random.
I've seen it.
Suddenly turn into a animated rooster, screaming out Daisy's name. That was ADR. So that's my not quite right Grandpa accent.
I've watched the film 10 times. Seriously.
Larry's out there overinflating our streaming numbers.
That's why we have so many viewers. Way to go, Larry.
I hope you get a few today.
Matter of fact, just on that note, Jennifer just told me that the distributor, Vision Films, that Kung Fu Ghost has the most views of any of the film's trailers that they have represented. And the other one that had similar amount of views, it took a year to get to the same point where we are now, and we've only released about a month.
Wow.
That's awesome, yeah.
I think we're going to attribute it to her cat, one, and your chicken.
First time anybody's pleasantly referenced my chicken.
Exactly.
They like the chicken.
Have a joke, I have to say, but I'm not going to. You might have kids listening.
Hey, I know in Kentucky they love the whole cast, but they really loved Grandpa there. I don't know what it was, but one of the guys looked like Grandpa that came to the theater, so he was doing his Grandpa interpretation.
Yeah, you sent me some videos of him outside taking poses.
Nice. You're already like a kung fu character on Hollywood Boulevard in front of the Chinese theater. They're representing you and trying to make it a boxer.
I should just throw in the gi and go walk around downtown Hollywood.
Yeah.
I've been in Hollywood before, where the stars are and everything.
Oh my gosh. Larry's gone into slow-mo.
Sidewalk right there. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, good.
Now it's come back.
There we are.
Larry's making a comeback.
I'm on an iPhone today instead of.
Yeah, no worries, Larry. I know you're out in the middle of nowhere. We've all zoomed with folks out in the middle of nowhere by this point. We know the routine. Larry,
just feed the squirrel a little bit more.
Yeah. Get the squirrel pumping a little faster. You need more juice.
I didn't realize Eddie was so funny until I started. But he can be a comedian.
So Eddie, you've been on my podcast before. We've worked on a number of things over the years. When you showed up on the set of Kung Fu Ghost, I was already like fully into the Grandpa character and stuff. What was your first impression of seeing me that way?
My God, David, I knew it's been a long time, but really, I'd never seen you so gray and old looking, but hey, you were in great shape and you could do those moves. Little did I know you were in character for the role.
Oh gosh, yeah. Francia Cohen did such a great job with my makeup.
She did.
It was such a
Awesome job.
blessing to get her involved and on board.
I need her to work on me. I'm
like every day.
Yes. Help. It's too close.
So Larry, what have you got going on? Are you going to be working on any more movies? Are you coming back out, to make your Hollywood dreams go, or are you still creeping in caves?
He learned his lesson.
I every now and then I'll go in a cave when I get a chance for fun and everything. But yeah, I've been invited back out to work on some more films, so I'm hoping to get to work with you all again.
We love free labor.
I didn't say it was going to be free this next time.
Oh,
there it is.
Where's
one free?
Where's the delete button?
You get a taste, and then you got to pay. Larry, just so that
I enjoyed it though. It's worth it. I mean, it's fun to do that, to be able to get to do that.
I want to make sure we give some context to the people who don't know you, Larry. When I talk about you creeping in caves, you're known fairly famously as the Kentucky Cave Creeper. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, all my life I've been interested in archaeology, and I got about 2 years of college done. And if I could finish the other 2, I might get my degree in archaeology. But now I still like to work in films too, or use it, for a as part of my experience. But yeah, we made discoveries. We used to go out and look for Indian artifacts with permission from people, and go in caves and find fossils. And we found a 500-year-old prehistoric man once when I was young. We stumbled upon it, so I had to take it to the archaeologist and the coroner, and to get it examined because it was a body. And so we've had a lot of fun things, go on. We found petroglyphs and just a lot of discoveries.
Wow. I feel like I've got to grab something. I'm inspired. One second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
It's like Sally Jesse Raphael. Talk amongst yourselves. When I first heard you referred to as the Kentucky crave. I am hungry. I'm craving. I want burgers. When I first heard about you being referred to as the Kentucky Cave Creeper, I thought this was some murder mystery we were going to be solving. I think you'd make a great show just by itself. The Kentucky Cave Creeper.
I wanted to have my own show. I worked with Animal Planet.
I had to pull my Andy hat out.
With the Turtle Man show. I don't know if you ever heard of the Turtle Man of Kentucky. It's called Call of the Wild Man. But I worked a little bit there.
I'm not really up on my Kentucky celebrities, Larry. I'm sorry.
Well, they gave me the name, Kentucky Caver, so I changed it to the Cave Creeper, and that might sound a little bit scary, so I'm not sure. I've been called the Cave Creep once by one person, but that's only one time.
Oh, Larry, you're a delight, man. I'm so glad that we got to meet on this film, and that you made that leap to come out here and work on it, because you were a really fun addition to the crew, and I think we were all very blessed to have you around. So.
Yeah, I was blessed to be with you all too, and me. I mean, Eddie was there, and you were there, so yeah, had a great time.
Eddie, what have you got going on these days? I mean, obviously you're in the middle of a move, but you got any other projects and stuff that you're working on?
Yeah, actually got a couple of things in development, but this move has been overwhelming. It was not exactly a planned for or strategized move where I was renting a nice house before. The gentleman decided during the height of the market he wanted to sell the house. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess I better move. And I don't know if you've ever been to my place, but basically it's a studio prop house. I've got a lot of stuff, plus a lot of storage lockers in excess of all the stuff that was in the house. So I had a lot to pack up and move and find a house. I ended up buying a house, but I It's actually working out great. I've got 3.5 acres. I'm building a big barn movie production studio out in the back lot. And for those of you that know that I have a vehicle called the Beast, so it's got a great home now. It's an 8-wheel drive military vehicle from the Vietnam War. Used to transport around nuclear missiles from the Pershing nuclear missile era. It's kind of a nice novelty piece, but it requires a lot of space. And he wanted it not parked in the driveway anymore so he could show off his house to sell it. So anyhow,
that sounds
playing
awesome.
out here. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We'll have to go out in that next time.
He's like, bring it out to Kentucky. We got places.
Can I
drive.
ride in that if I come back out there?
Yeah, we'll go for a ride. We can scare small children in it very easily. I've taken it out. I have taken it out for Halloween, and we drive it around the streets and find neighborhoods where the kids are running around in costume. We pull up, we honk the giant diesel horn. They all come running, and we throw candy out to them, which was a lot of fun, except that we realized then, we're kind of throwing candy in the gutter, and the kids are picking up the candy in the gutter. So the following year, we repackaged it.
They hand them bags.
Into little bags. Parents are much happier, though.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun for the kids.
It is. So hopefully this, I don't know if it's going to happen this year because Halloween's right around the collar. Boy, this coffee is not setting in. I should have hit the strong button on the brew. Halloween is right around the corner, around the collar. And it might be a little too soon to be on the road for Halloween since everything is in boxes. As I told you before, Dave, I couldn't even find the speaker to go with this setup today. So I had to do a makeshift last minute, but it's all working out.
There you go.
Anyhow, so obviously we wrapped up Kung Fu Ghost, and I'm helping Jennifer with some of the attempted marketing and screening. We've had a couple of opportunities that have yet to reveal themselves, but I'm working on that. With the new house out here in Valley Center, which is a lot like Kentucky in many ways, a lot of space. I'm actually developing a show kind of based upon the country folk. So I might need a technical advisor there from Kentucky to get this all worked out. You want to help there, Larry?
Yeah, you might use one.
I just might. And I got a few characters that I have in development, of which I'm going to be playing several myself, but definitely need other people come on set and help us out.
There you go. There you go, Larry. You're getting an invite.
Yeah, I'll take it. Let's do it.
Cool. It'd be fun.
Tell me when.
Hey, you know, Eddie, I work out in Valley Center now. So
you do?
Together for lunch, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I work at Indian Health Council down by Harris. So.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, there's like farm picking out here and, weed pulling. What do you do out here, boy?
Multimedia coordinator for the health clinic. So.
Oh, that's nice.
They work pretty hard in Kentucky sometimes. Maybe as hard as on the set or worse,
Yeah.
Hey, Larry, before I wrap this all up, I have to ask, is that an alligator head on your bookshelf back there?
Yeah, let me show it to you.
Wow.
Can you see it? Can you see it now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an alligator head and some Indian artifacts. And like a Mayan idol there, maybe 1,000 years old that idol is.
Wow.
Or more,
Wow.
Yeah. That's great.
Do you wrestle that gator yourself?
Yeah, that alligator, he was lived in the 1800s, and it was killed, and it's got a number, so it's. I just got it one time, so I got a real good deal, but it was like over 100 years old when it died. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to send you a photo, Larry.
10
something I'm working on here. I need that alligator. I don't know did I step on you?
Yeah, you can use the
You're
alligator.
kind of breaking up. I can't tell when you're talking.
There you go, Eddie. You got an offer to use it as a prop if you want.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you can use it as a
Penny
prop.
with a good time.
Yeah, it's Uncle Ned has a dog, and that's the dog. The alligator.
Yeah, that will work.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for chatting about Kung Fu Ghost and just kind of like all of our goofy, weird things that we like in general.
Thanks for having us, Dave.
Eddie, it's nice to have you on the show after, a 6-year hiatus. Good to have you back. Larry, nice to have you back. You were on with us a little bit when we shot Kung Fu Ghost, right?
Yeah, I did one
down for the
interview
one
with you down
podcast
in
we
San
did then. Yeah, so good
San
to have
Diego.
you back as well. For all of you who've made it to the end of this podcast, thank you. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and follow the podcast on your podcast app, whatever it is you're using, whether that's Spotify or iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts or Google Play, wherever podcasts are, the podcast is there. It's at The Intellectual on most social medias. I am at David S. Dawson on most of the social medias, unless you're on Facebook, and then I am at The Real David S. Dawson. Eddie, where can people find you on socials?
Eddie Lain, EDDIELAIN. Just Google me. There's several links. Yes.
Larry, what about you? Anything for Kentucky Cave Creeper? You got any social medias out there?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. I got my Kentucky Cave Creeper channel on YouTube. And if you want to Google Kentucky Cave Creeper, you'll be able to see me. It'll pop up.
Well, there you go. Awesome, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And again, to all of our viewers and our listeners, thank you so much. We do the show just to share with you. So I'm glad you're here. And
thank you, David. Thank you, Eddie.
Larry, Eddie, I'm David S. Dawson. This has been the Intellectual Podcast. Take care, everybody.
See you later.
Hello there, citizens. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the floaty that will not flush no matter how many times you try in the toilet bowl of crime. I am Darkwing Duck, telling you please, talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. Whatever the heck that means. After all, you are watching Intellectual Podcast with your ears.